And
Was it competitive?
I would say competitive, yeah, but I was at the top of the class, so it was fun for me. So my teacher would always like use my assignment to compare others' own, and my classmates then would be like, Amarachi, don't do extra, so that it won't be like we are not doing
We're not
anything.
doing extra. Welcome to another episode of the Codeland CS podcast. Today I have with me Amara, a software engineer, and so we are going to learn a lot about her and how she got into the tech space, as well as certain things she did in order to get herself to the current place. So Amara, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
I'm actually grateful for you to be here. I think this podcast would really pass certain informations to the girls out there that are trying to get into the tech space that is possible, right? So how do you get interested in the tech space or the software engineering part of technology?
All right. I would say for me, it all started from when I enrolled into a computer training center. So basically, where you learn how to use the computer and how to use softwares like CorelDRAW, PowerPoint to create presentations and all of that. So I really got very interested with the whole stuff because you would just get something that you could see and then you can replicate it, or you could just think of something and then you could make it come to life, and also the presentations and all of that. So they were just very very cool. But my siblings found out I was interested in this
Coding.
coding thing. So you are now like, okay, I think it's time for you to enroll into a proper coding school where you could just really learn how to make this whole thing
Work out.
work out. So that was it for me.
Okay, that's actually nice. So I'll say that you're not just a software engineer anymore because you did PowerPoint and all this things. So you also like you have some design skills.
Yeah. Sometimes I do just a little things, just something basic.
Yeah, when you started learning, right? You said you attended a coding bootcamp,
Yeah.
right? So when you started learning, what was the step like? Was it very challenging for you?
No, it wasn't so challenging because while I enrolled, I actually was doing a lot of self-taught.
Okay.
So after I enrolled into the coding academy, so it was just like a rehearsal of what I learned before. It
Yeah.
was towards the end of the training that I actually learned of very new things. But for
Okay.
me, it was basically fun. The whole time there was just very fun, and
Was it competitive?
I would say competitive, yeah, but I was at the top of the class, so it was fun for me. So my teacher would always like use my assignment to compare others' own, and my classmates then would be like, Amarachi, don't do extra, so that it won't be like we are not doing
We're not
anything.
doing extra.
So it was just fun, and my teacher then liked me, and I had access to him to ask him any question, no matter how stupid it was.
Okay. So if I would say your teacher, he played a lot of positive role in your progress.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Were there any like particular challenges? You know, one thing I know is that women kind of shy away from certain, should I say, certain skills or certain disciplines, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any challenge as a woman in the tech space?
I would say no particular challenge that I haven't found a way to deal with.
Okay.
So particularly, I would say I haven't had more challenges than the good parts of the whole being in tech space thing. So it's
Okay.
more of the good part of it than the challenge. So
Yeah.
most times I don't pay attention to the challenge, so I don't see them as challenges. But then
Okay.
that doesn't mean that I know a few ladies that have had like really bad challenges,
Okay.
especially those that actually don't know how to navigate their steps. So they're kind of like tell a male friend to help them, and then they start looking for something else, that kind of
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. Okay.
So, but then personally, I've not had that kind of challenge because I am very, like, I would say, privileged. I had people that told me what steps to take at the time. So
Yeah.
my two elder brothers were like, I would say they are like the people that paved the way for me because
Yeah.
they are like, do this at this point. So I didn't have to like find it out myself or go through the challenges. But then there are challenges, but I won't say for me.
I actually love the fact that you talked about your own challenge and not just your challenge, and you said there's a lot of fun in tech though, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of fun, but there's tough times though. But you also kind of placed emphasis on the fact that some other girls out there face a lot of challenges as well. Were there any memorable projects that pushed you initially when you first started? Like, were there any memorable project that got you like out of your comfort zone?
definitely. There's this one project I won't forget about.
Okay.
So it was more like the first project that I built. Like immediately I was out from the academy. So
Yeah.
it was just like um, the eye opener. I felt like a god. So basically, so it's basically a school management system.
Okay.
So it's for a high school,
Yeah.
one of the states in Nigeria. So they still use it today. So that's why I'm still
Wow.
excited about
Wow.
it.
Wow.
Even though when I built it, I had like little knowledge of how to build a manageable system.
Yeah.
But then over time, it has been updated. So, but then I always talk about it because I really get proud of myself when I talk about it because I took the little I knew and then I made it into something really creative, and then
Yeah.
people can actually use it and
Yeah.
get the outcome they want out of it. I've actually built more interesting projects over time, but I'm particularly very, very proud of that one because
It's memorable.
considering what I had, the little knowledge I had then and what I
Yeah.
could make it into, then I always like talking about it.
That's nice. It's cool.
Yeah.
I think for someone to build, for someone to actually build a school management system as the first project,
Yeah.
initially it's going to be very tough.
Yeah,
Like
of course.
most of us that built that kind of system, we built it after having built
Yeah.
some other stuff that we made a lot of mistakes. So they should probably be like plenty mistakes.
Yeah, it's more than 4 years now.
Wow.
So definitely there's been updates upon updates.
Yeah.
Right. So that's
In terms of tech, like how do you stay updated in the latest trends, the latest news? How do you actually stay updated?
I think one way that I do that is I constantly find for ways to improve my current project.
Okay.
So because maintenance is always something that you have to do for your products.
Yeah.
So that way you find out new ways to make things better. Another way is that I belong to communities like active programmers community.
Okay.
That's where they ask questions that force you to go search for something, where they share projects that forces you to really ask yourself, what are you doing with your life? That kind of stuff. So you just keep improving and improving.
Yeah.
And then definitely while sourcing out for while getting gigs, there are definitely some technologies you have to be knowledgeable about to build like current relevant products. So
Yeah.
you keep being around the community, you get to hear these names and then you look out for what they do. And then also while working on your own, you know that something is not working right. Is there anything that people use now to make this work right?
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff. I think the community part is the most important part of it because you can't gather everything yourself because when you're a community, people share their knowledge and all of that, and you
Yeah.
get to know what to pay attention to and what is noise to you.
I would say, first of all, being able to look at the current project you have and trying to update it with
Yeah,
new frameworks, new
technologies.
technologies, and also being part of a very strong community that pushes you, always gives
Yeah.
you like an idea of the next thing. While learning, right? Did you like have any support, mentorship support from any higher engineer in the space?
Yes, I would say my first support while I was still learning, I think in
Yeah.
the first year of my learning, that's
Yeah.
aside from the self-taught part,
Yeah.
I would say my mentor then, my teacher then.
Yeah.
So I would do my stuff at home. Then I'll get whatever questions I have after class. I would go to his office. I'll ask every question bit by bit, and he'll be happy to like answer everything. So the whole thing that yeah. and also my elder brother. So I would also ask him questions at home. So and then some other questions are specific to my class. I would also take it to school then and ask my teacher. So
Okay. Do you think it would have been easier for you if you had like sat down, learnt on your own, or you think the approach you went to, where someone is guiding you through everything, was a lot faster?
for me, I wouldn't say that self-taught would have been a better choice for me
Yeah.
because I've seen people do it and it takes longer time. So I think mentorship at the very early stage is very important. And then maybe at the end, when you're into the whole space, you can actually make your own decisions.
Yeah.
But then that time that you don't know actually where to head to, it's very important that you have a connection with someone to guide you through.
Yeah.
It's very important.
I've actually heard about this that if someone mentors you when you're first starting, you people's code base is always similar. Is it true?
Yes,
So
yes,
the
definitely.
mentorship even goes into the
Yeah,
code base.
yeah, yeah.
But
Over time, you improve, you learn new ways to do things.
yeah,
Because I said yes because my code base and my teacher's code base were like the way he named variables, the way he
organize
defined them,
things.
right? The way he organized things.
Yeah.
My code base was very, very similar to his, and his naming patterns. That's where you know who taught me. Yeah.
Were there like any resource or platform outside of the boot camp and the mentorship? Were there like any resource or platform that really, really helped you while navigating your learning
Yeah, I would
experience?
say for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, I
Yeah.
really dealt with this book, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript by John Duquette. But another resource I used along it was W3 School. So that resource is very important if you want to like start learning programming, especially if you want to do it self-taught. Maybe you don't have the luxury of enrolling into a computer academy. I
Yeah.
think that resource it takes you step by step. It's more like a web guide kind of. Yeah.
Do you prefer like using videos to learn or like reading books? Which one do you think is more informative?
Starting off, I preferred books
Okay.
because I think books were more like detailed.
Yeah.
Because while I was starting off, if you give me video and you give me book, I'll take the book because then I had the time, I had the, I still had the enthusiasm, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
So,
get
but
it.
I had the time. The books are very much detailed. Most videos are detailed, but then they are not as detailed as books,
Yeah.
right?
Are there like any platforms that you're part of that supports women that are trying to get into the tech space? Are there like platforms like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think the number one for me is we're three ladies.
Okay,
So they are more
ladies.
like the Ethereum,
Blockchain
crypto,
stuff.
blockchain stuff. So
Yeah.
they are more like they help web developers who are already doing the Web 2 stuff to get into Web 3. So that's just basically what they do, and they are very, very helpful. And that one is Women in DeFi.
Okay.
So they basically help train women in the DeFi space. So just like what ladies do for Web3, they'll do that for DeFi. So
space.
yeah.
Okay. You know, you had experience as a web developer.
Yeah.
Then navigating into the blockchain space. How complex was it?
I think my elder brother still played the role because he was the one that was like, Amarachi, see, this thing is popping up, check it out so that you won't be left out. So I actually did check it out. The whole thing was making sense. And most importantly, there were really good money in it. So I was like, wow, why not? Why not? That is something I enjoy. So I actually started checking out videos. They were like really interesting. So around the corner, I actually enrolled into a Web3 school.
As a boot camp?
Yeah, still a boot camp.
That's nice.
So, and it was like a period of 4 months. And
what's the boot camp? What's the name?
Web3 Bridge.
Web3
so
Bridge.
If you go check them out, they're really doing a great job.
Wow,
right?
That's nice.
So, and it was really awesome. I think awesome is the word.
Do you think there's an idea of work-life balance in the tech space?
Yeah, definitely it's very important, it's very important to have that balance, because if you're not healthy, you can't do this whole tech thing. Even though some days you have to like push yourself to the wall, but then it's very important that after you've done that, you like take some time to get yourself back. Sometimes it can be very difficult. Personally, for me, it can be very difficult when you have like a lot of things to juggle. Yeah, but then it's very important that you rest, because stress is also a very, very bad thing. So because when you stretch for a long time in a row, it has a lot of, even in the programming itself, you'll be less efficient and all of that. So it's always good to have that balance, always know when to search for it, always know when to, you've gotten to that point where if you move any further, you're breaking down.
The first time you made your first money in tech, like what was the amount that you made? Right, I know it's a lot smaller, it's a lot bigger now, but back then it was huge, right? So like, how did you navigate to it? What was the first money you made in tech?
I think the first money, after I finished learning, I actually had this friend that I started working with. So we did our projects together. Sometimes I get a project, we do it together. He gets a project, we do it together. So that was like how our first money came. So we actually built a blog for someone then. So it was around I think 150K. Then, so it was a very big money then, right? But we were excited to do it. We were eager to push out the projects in 1 week. So it was, the excitement then was like very, 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 very high. And
for the women out there, right, who are trying to get into the tech space, what advice would you give them?
I would say the space needs you.
Wow, that's mad.
Basically, the space needs you, and in as much as there are challenges, I think the sweet aspects of it is more than the challenges. Right. As long as you're determined to not see the challenges as challenges, as long as you're focused on the most important thing. Yeah, there will be challenges, especially when you write your code. There are some places where your view as a female is needed, right? Because there are some teams that are just all guys. There's this need for them to have a female, so always bring that female view in the whole thing. And also don't, because of the challenges someone else's have narrated to you that they faced, and then you just zero your mind that this space doesn't work for me, it won't work for me. If you're really interested and you really believe you can do this, then just get into it already, because you even have people that just want to help you to just grow because you're a female. Because I used to get this whole thing, wow, are you really a programmer? You're like the first programmer. I'm like, but I have a chain of ladies that do programming. How is it that you're just seeing just one person? But I get that a lot. Which simply tells you that even though there are females in this space, there's still more of us needed, because there are still places that, not just only programming, the tech space in general, there are still a lot of other spaces, AI, data science, and all of that. You could just, you mustn't code, because I've seen people that are smart, but then they find coding difficult. But then they try another aspects of it and they are winning there. So you just have to like figure out what it is for you. I think everything most times has to do with a little bit of tech. So just find out where you can thrive and just dive in already.
I even learned quite a lot from you now, especially this part where you said the space needs women. Women don't even understand how much we need them in this space. I'm looking forward to getting a lot of requests from girls. Hey, connect me to her, connect me to her. So probably you might.
I'm open to that.
Okay, so girls, if you need to get in contact with her, just drop on the comments. I would also share a link to her LinkedIn. You can actually message her on LinkedIn. I'll put the link on the description. And she's available if you need any guide or any assistance. And if you liked the video, don't forget to share with your friends who this might be helpful with, and subscribe. So thank you guys. Thank you, Amara. It's nice having you back.
Thank you.